because she is loquacious, but of course she will have so many nice things to say. She never sees anything bad about anybody. If she does, she never voices them to me or anyone. But it is my pleasure to see all of you this evening. For some time, my wife and I debated what we should do for our 50th anniversary. And she likes to travel. I do not. Put it simply, and hope that before I travel to heaven, I will not travel anywhere else outside of this country. And I've said to her, I'm not interested, I may have to. But finally, a week or so before this event, we agreed that this was the best thing to do. And I think we did the right thing. Right? That is our compromise, and I believe we had the mind of the Lord because of the response of the people who we just mentioned it. And we are thankful that some persons that we didn't even know would be here tonight, they are here. They've made an attempted opportunity to hear. We even had one person whose name I would not call, who was working and could not really come for the whole thing, but decided that the hour or so of her break between her work would be the hour that she would come, and she did so. She enjoyed herself for the hour, and I think she is back at work. When we were coming to Barbados, my pastor in Guyana gave me a name and a church, a very big church, that we might want to attend, one of the biggest churches in Barbados. We knew no Christian person here, but the university put us temporarily at the Discovery Bay area. And as it turned out, in traveling to Bridgetown from that area, we saw the sign of Full Gospel Assembly, a friendly church under Pastor George Phillips. And we said, let us go and visit that church. A small church, very small church. You know, I was a university teacher. I'm not saying this with any exaltation, but to explain that people might say why you go to that church. But we went to that church and decided that there was where God wanted us to be. Right? And that is where we have stayed for the, how many years since 1970? Please tell me, close to 47 years. We have not moved. And we cannot move unless God tells us to do so. And I don't hear his voice in that direction. And God has blessed us with people. I may be a little long, but I want you to understand from where I have come. I could relate to the poorest of people because I am one of 13 children. How did it happen? Only my mother and father could say. No twins, 5 boys, 8 girls. What did my father do to maintain us? My father was a blacksmith. My mother was a housewife. So no, I don't believe that any of you know poverty as I do. And sometimes it makes me cry. I've seen it all. I've experienced it all. But God was able to use that opportunity to give me a heart for people. And that is where I feel most comfortable. God gave me a wonderful wife.
Amen.
If God had not saved me, God saved me at the age of 50. I've not been a model of perfection, but God was good. And I often say to my wife, as I think I said after this week, 2 or 3 days ago, if I had not been a Christian, I think it was yesterday I was making this point, I would probably have been a revolutionary. I would probably have held a gun, right? And gone out there in my younger years, because I hate oppression. And when I look around in Barbados, in the Caribbean, and the wider world, I see the oppression of poor people. It hurts. But I know beyond the physical oppression is the spiritual oppression. And that is where it matters, deliverance. I'm a product of God's goodness. Let me say a little bit, because you may not understand me where I'm coming from. I never expected to be a university professor. I thought that somewhere along the line I would become a full-time minister of the gospel. In fact, I used to be called pastor in my teens. And even when I went to university, I thought that would be a short stay. I never became a pastor. And as I look back, I realized that God put me in a place of academia so as to influence lives as I did. But also, God gave me, I'm saying this, people may disagree, a gift in the word of knowledge. I went to Bible school, if I can call it Bible school, for no more than 3 hours. God is good to teach me in the word that I became associated with the word, influencing people. Not only in Barbados, in Guyana, in Jamaica, and the United Kingdom, and elsewhere. And I'm conscious of this. I don't understand God. God has his own way of doing things. And I wouldn't want to say too much about God's instruction of myself in the word and what he has done. But I knew he gave me a very important ministry in the word unto people and to influence people. When I was at university, I didn't know anybody else in the campus who was a declared and confessed Christian. And you had people who would make fun of you. But that didn't stop me. They knew that if they asked me to go to a function on Sunday, Alvin Thompson would not be there. They knew that if they were using liquor, Alvin Thompson would not be having liquor. Because I had a Christian testimony. And God has been faithful to me and my wife. He's given me a wonderful woman that would keep me in check. Most of the time. Sometimes she gets frustrated. Well, I tell her, whatever you do, don't ever think of a divorce because I never divorced you. Ask her, I said that in church. You know, because she has given me strength and ability and everything, and I thank God for her and the godly children. Amen. At another point in time, I'm going to tell you, or whoever said, I could have died. I had what I call near-death experience at least 8 times in this life. 3 times by serpents and twice by cars. As I stand before you, in my body, I've experienced 4 or 5 illnesses. You know how many? Each of this could have taken my life. From prostate cancer, heart palpitations, to, well, colon, I wouldn't say cancer, the polyp that developed. And I can't even remember all of them, but I stand alive.
Amen.
I stand alive. In 1989, I experienced palpitations in my heart while I was looking, marking some S's. I'll tell you the whole story about that. My wife decided you were going to the hospital. And I said, well, I am just going to humor her. But she knew what was happening, I didn't. And she packed a little suitcase the following morning. I wanted to do it. I wouldn't let me carry it. I said, well, I'll humor her, go, and then go to work. I probably would have died. They put me on the ECG table and say you have to stay. Long and short of it, the tolerance level of the palpitations or the irregular beat of the heart. Maximum was supposed to be 6 per second. 6 per minute. I was doing over 21. No medication. But God was there. And God even gave my sister a dream while I was experiencing it. Right? A dream, my sister in Canada. And she, about 2 in the morning or something, she fell down on her knees and prayed. In the dream, she heard my brother in New York calling her to say I was ill. And he ended up with these words: don't worry about it, he'll be okay. That's what she heard in the dream. When my wife called my brother in New York and told him what had happened, this is the reality. He called his sister in Canada and he said to her, don't worry about it, he will be okay. The same words she heard in the dream. So I know God is in my life. People could say whatever they want, but when God has put you in a place, no person can hold you. As I told you, I could have been dead at least 8 times. Near-death experiences, including on one of the fast highways. I'm going to finish with this. Highways in England. Nearly my whole family except our eldest son, which I was driving a car that friend did, driving on the M1 or something, 4-lane driving. And suddenly it was this guy's car, big powerful Rover car, and the car cut out. I was in the 3rd of 4 lanes. The car engine cut out, and a natural reaction would have been to press the brakes. If I had pressed the brakes, every member of my family except our eldest son would have been dead because cars were coming right and left. But for some reason, I did not press the brakes. And it happened that at that very moment, and only at that very moment, no cars were passing by on the left. So I was able to steer the car onto the left and onto the curb, and the car started again. The long and short of that, was when that car was taken to be repaired, they said that the crankshaft had bored into the engine, destroyed the engine, they had to have a new engine. So people could tell me what they want. Huh? I know the God I have served, why I am here. And I will tell you that God is a real presence. I have not been nearly as faithful as I should have been, but God is faithful. And if you have doubts about God, stop having them. I know in whom I have believed. And I am persuaded that he is able to keep that which I've committed unto him. Thank God for my family, for my wife. I thank God for every one of you, for all those whom I've influenced and who have influenced me. May God bless you all.